Hello and welcome to Autodesk University. My name is John Pollard on behalf of Autodesk, and I am here today with Tom Salomone, who is with HP. He is the Workstation Marketing Manager for the AEC and MCAD markets. And today, Tom and I are going to talk just a little bit about how you can advance your competitiveness through Workstation Technology. Welcome, Tom.
Oh, thank you, John. Thanks for the nice introduction.
Yeah, well, let's start off by talking a little bit about how Workstation Technology might enable competitiveness.
Well, that's a great question because a lot of people, I think, understand it inherently, but Workstation Technology allows people to speed up their work with the same amount of effort so their productivity improves. So if they can get a faster workstation and maybe reduce their time by, say, 50% even, that means in 1 year they can get out twice the amount of work. So they're much more productive. Their costs can drop. They can do more iterations of the design. They can improve their visualizations. They can really be much more productive for their customer. And so workstations really help enable people to be very competitive in today's world.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit about the concept of the digital workbench. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so for HP, we came up with this phrase, digital workbench. And what we meant by that is that, if you think about your own workbench in your basement, you might have a saw and a hammer, electric saw, power tools, all kinds of different things that you use to get the job done. Well, and in your professional life, you have software and you have hardware. And we've also introduced some other tools, just like in your normal workbench, that help you improve your productivity. One of those is a tool called Performance Advisor, which helps you tune your workstation to get the best performance possible, and then to monitor it over time so you can see how you do your work if you need to make any modifications or changes from that point on. So that's one tool we added. We added another tool that allows you to share your desktop called Remote Graphics Software. And then there's also other tools that we have that help people improve their productivity. So we decided to really focus on this concept of digital workbench to get that message across, that it's more than a workstation. It's really about all the tools that you have at your disposal to get your job done better.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, let's talk about some of the other developments in workstations, some of the latest developments, if you will.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of very recent occurrences. So most recently, we've upgraded our graphics cards and our workstations from both NVIDIA and AMD. So there's been giant leaps in performance there for people. And also we've added solid-state disks for the second time, as some people might know, because they're now at the reliability that we think workstation users demand for this type of technology. And so we've also upgraded our monitor technology. So if you haven't looked at monitors recently, the clarity and of visualization on our new monitors are really outstanding. And plus, we've upgraded our chips. So we now have 6 cores per processor. So and higher speeds. So if you haven't looked at Workstation Technology, there's been some giant leaps, and the same is true of mobile technology. I don't know if all the viewers know that our mobile workstations are built to really last as well as to have the best performance in the industry. And we also have the lightest weight workstation at under 5 pounds, the 14-inch workstation, and then we have a 15-inch and a 17-inch workstation. So we these are tested to military standards. So we can make sure that they're going to be rugged enough for people to take anywhere, and so this is a great technology for people, and we'd love to share it with people if they're willing to talk to us.
That's great.
Yep.
That sounds like you have a lot of exciting things going on. Now, you mentioned a couple of the additional productivity tools. Are there any others that you'd like to mention before we sign out here?
Well, I just go into Performance Advisor a little bit more. So there's 3 things that does. The first thing it does is it gives you a complete configuration of what's in your system, including software. So everything you can possibly read electronically, it does, and it puts it in one place. So if you're trying to solve something with Windows, you have to go into the control panel, pull down some specific thing, look at properties, probably go under a few menus, and then you get one thing and you write it down. You do that 3 or 4 times. You write down the information. You might have what you need. In this, it's all in one place. You click on it, you can expand the view or shrink the view, and you have it all in one place. And so that's really key. So that's one thing it does. The second thing it does is it tunes your workstation. So it has BIOS settings. It can tune per application. It has graphics card settings. It can tune per application. It has a lot of different settings, processor settings it can tune for each application. So when you switch applications, you don't have to worry about it. It's automatically going to adjust. And so you can actually tune your workstation for the type of application you use or the multiple applications you use. And then the third thing it does, it gives you a way to monitor your processor speed for the application you use. So it tells you how much of the processor that application is using, how much memory that application is using, how much disk it's using, how much network it's using, how much of the graphics card it's using, how much of the graphics card memory it's using. So it tells you all these things so you can understand your hardware, and then you know if you need to upgrade, or maybe you bought too much in some cases, so you know exactly what you're using and what you need. So it's a very, very powerful tool for users. And I like to think of it as the tool that really matches the software to the hardware. It's that little intersection, that goes between the two.
Yeah, that sounds like a great tool. Well, thanks so much for stopping by the studio to share some of these competitive ideas with us, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you here the next time.
Okay, thank you, John.